This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss how to solve a bank reconciliation statement problem number 6 or BRS problem number 6 step by step in the easiest way. So let's get started. চলো শুরু করা যাক. Please remember, a bank reconciliation statement or BRS can be prepared by taking the bank balance as per cash book or as per passbook as a starting point. Okay? Please remember, if the bank reconciliation statement or BRS is started with the debit balance as per cash book as a starting point, then the answer arrived at in the end will be credit balance as per passbook. Okay? Please remember, if the bank reconciliation statement is started with the credit balance as per passbook as a starting point, then the answer arrived at in the end will be debit balance as per cash book. Okay? Now let's go through the problem. See, bank reconciliation statement problem number 6. Prepare a bank reconciliation statement from the following particulars on 30th April 2022. So what is the first transaction? Number 1. Debit balance as per cash book 20,500. So let's write debit balance as per cash book how much? 20,500. Okay? Okay? Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is credit side or payment sides, all the same, both means the same thing, of cash book has been undercast by 1,000. Should we add this transaction or deduct this transaction? We have to deduct this transaction. But let me make you understand why we are going to deduct this transactions. So the transaction is credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 1,000. Okay? Let's assume in this particular BRS problem that the total of credit side or payment side of cash book as well as the total of debit column or withdrawal column of passbook is equal to 11,000, which is correct. And let's also assume that the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book as well as the total of credit column or deposit column of passbook is equal to 16,000, which is absolutely correct. Now, what is undercast or undercasting? Undercast or undercasting means the total of a side has been totaled short or less than the actual value. Okay? Undercast is a type of totaling error. Okay? Here the total of a credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast, মানে কম লেখা হয়েছে. So the total of credit side or payment side of cash book has been wrongly totaled by the businessman, which is equal to rupees 10,000. That is 11,000 minus 1,000, because credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 1,000. Actual total of credit side or payment side was 11,000. But by mistake, the businessman has wrongly totaled the credit side or payment side of cash book 10,000. Okay? Because credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 1,000. That is 11,000 minus 1,000. Yes, total 1,000 less. So 11,000 minus 1,000 is equal to 10,000. But the actual total of the credit side or payment side of the cash book is 11,000. Let me explain this. with the help of a cash book and passbook, which I have prepared for you people. Okay. Let me tell you the formula of cash book balance. Cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side minus credit side or payment sides. Okay. Once again, cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side, all the same, minus credit side or payment side, all the same. Now, what is the formula of passbook balance? Passbook balance is equal to deposit column or credit column, all the same, minus withdrawal column or debit column, all the same. Once again, passbook balance is equal to deposit column or credit column minus withdrawal column or debit column, all the same. Okay? Now say this is passbook. So the correct total of debit column or withdrawal column or payment column is equal to 11,000. And the correct total of credit column or deposit column or receipts column is equal to 16,000. Understood? But in the cash book, it has been written as 10,000 because the payment side or credit side has been undercast by rupees 1,000 by the businessman. Wrongly total. That means in the cash book, the payment side has been totaled, which is equal to 10,000, 1,000 less. So, যদি এটা 11,000 তোমার পেমেন্ট কলাম কত 11,000 পাসবুকের পেমেন্ট কলাম 11,000 কারেক্ট টোটাল পাসবুকের ডিপোজিট কলাম or ক্রেডিট কলাম or রিসিট কলাম 16,000 which is also correct তাহলে ডিপোজিট থেকে মাইনাস করো পেমেন্ট ব্যালেন্স ইজ 5,000 should be 5,000 so passbook balance is 5,000 so cash book balance should also be 5,000 কিন্তু cash book balance will not be 5,000 because it has been undercast by rupees 1,000. Current payment column or credit column of cash book has been undercast by 1,000. That is, com likha hoyeche 1,000. That is 11,000 minus 1,000. Total of payment column or credit column of cash book is equal to 10,000. Payment column jodi 10,000 hoy, automatically tomar cash book balance increase korbe. Let me show you. See the debit side or receipt side of cash book is 16,000 which is correct as the passbook. See the total of debit side or receipt side is equal to 16,000 which is correct just like the passbook. Let me show you. See credit column or deposit column is 16,000. So both are correct. Receipt side correct. But see the payment side. পাসবুকের পেমেন্ট সাইড কত 11,000 which is correct. The total of debit column or withdrawal column or payment column of passbook is 11,000 which is correct. See the total of credit side or payment side of cash book 10,000. 10,000. Why 10,000? Because businessman ভুল করে total করেছে 10,000 instead of 11,000. See correct total 11,000 কিন্তু businessman ভুল করে এটাকে 10,000 করেছে. So how do we get cash book balance? I told you. See, cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side minus credit side or payment side. Okay. So receipt side is 16,000 and payment side is 10,000. So 16,000 minus 10,000, cash book balance is 6,000. By balance AD means cash book balance or cash in hand. 6,000. আর পাসবুকে কি হয়েছে 5,000. Yes, in the passbook, deposit column or credit column or receipt column is 16,000 which is correct. Or debit column or withdrawal column or payment column is equal to 11,000 which is correct. But cash book 10,000 লেখা হয়েছে. But the total of credit side or payment side of cash book is 10,000 which is incorrect. 1,000 less. So 16,000 minus 10,000, cash book balance is 6,000 and passbook balance is 5,000. How? 16,000 minus 11,000, you'll get 5,000. Okay. 16,000 is receipt and 10,000 is payments. So receipt minus payments, you'll get 6,000. So cash book balance is more than the passbook balance because receipt is 16,000, which is correct in both the books. The total of withdrawal column or debit column or payment column of the passbook is 11,000, which is correct. But the total of payment side or credit side of cash book is 10,000, which is incorrect. So remember this thing. How do we get cash book balance? Receipt side minus payment side. You'll get 6,000. 16,000 minus 10,000, you'll get 6,000. So this is the cash book balance, which is 6,000. What is the passbook balance? 16,000 is the deposit column minus withdrawal column is 11,000. So 16,000 minus 11,000 is 5,000. Passbook balance should be equal to cash book balance. But here, cash book balance is not equal to passbook balance. Why? Because credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast by 1,000. This is a totaling error. This is a type of totaling error. 11,000 total না করে 10,000 total করে দিয়েছে বিজনেসম্যান বাই মিস্টেক। তাহলে কি হচ্ছে, পেমেন্ট সাইড যদি কম হয় তাহলে ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ইনক্রিজ করে যায়। রিমেম্বার দিস থিং, যদি পেমেন্ট সাইডের টোটাল কম হয় ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ইনক্রিজ করে যাবে। সাপোজ if the total of payment side or credit side is 8,000, see 16,000 minus 8,000, it will be 8,000. So cash book balance will be more 8,000. Payment side total যদি কম হয় cash book balance will increase. Understood? So the total of credit column or deposit column of passbook is equal to 16,000, which is correct, as well as the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book is equal to 16,000, which is also correct. But the total of debit column or withdrawal column of passbook is equal to 11,000, which is correct. But the credit side or payment side of cash book is equal to 10,000, which is incorrect. Because the credit side or payment side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 1,000 by the businessman by mistake. Okay. So cash book balance is more by 1,000 and passbook balance is less by 1,000. Cash book balance is 6,000, passbook balance is 5,000. যদি বিজনেসম্যান এটাকে 11,000 ঠিক করে লিখতো তাহলে সেম হতো। See, 16,000 minus 11,000 will give you 5,000. Since total of the payment side has been wrongly written, তুমি পেমেন্ট সাইড যত কম লিখবে তত ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ইনক্রিজ করবে। যদি এটা 9,000 হতো, যদি এটা 9,000 হতো, 16,000 minus 9,000, this is the receipt side and this is the payment side. Suppose the total of the credit side or payment side of cash book is 9,000, then 16,000 minus 9,000 will give you 7,000. তো পেমেন্ট সাইড যত তোমার কম হবে তত তোমার ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ইনক্রিজ করবে। বাট পাসবুক ব্যালেন্স শুড হ্যাভ বিন ইকুয়াল টু ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স। জাস্ট বিকজ বিজনেসম্যান ভুল করেছে, ভুল করে 10,000 লিখেছে, টোটালটা শর্ট হয়ে গেছে বাই 1,000. That is the reason cash book balance is more by 1,000 and passbook balance is less by 1,000. Okay? Please remember, undercasting of credit side or payment side by rupees 1,000 of cash book means cash book balance will be more by 1,000 in comparison to the passbook. I've already told you. See, 6,000 cash book balance, passbook balance 5,000. So cash book balance is more by 1,000 and passbook balance is less by 1,000. Total of credit side or payment side of the cash book has been total less by 1,000 by the businessman by mistake. Whereas the total of debit column or withdrawal column of passbook is equal to 11,000, which is correct. There was no totaling error. So cash book balance is more by 1,000 and passbook balance is less by 1,000. So cash book balance is more by 1,000 and passbook balance is less by 1,000. Okay. So what is our job? Our job is to make cash book balance equal to passbook balance. But we cannot touch passbook because passbook is not given in the problem. Cash book is given in the problem. Let me show you. Debit balance as per cash book 20,500. So cash book is given in the problem. Passbook is not given in the problem. Understood? Since passbook balance is less by 1000 and cash book balance is more by 1000, so if we deduct or subtract 1000 in the cash book, then cash book balance will be equal to passbook balance. Okay, let me show you. See, cash book balance is 6000 and passbook balance is 5000. So if we deduct 1000 from cash book balance will be equal to passbook balance. Understood? So let's deduct rupees 1000 in the bank reconciliation statement or BRS. I hope you understood. So let's write number 2. Credit side of cash book, credit side of cash book, undercast. How much? 1000. So we'll write 1000 in the inner column. This is the first column. This column is known as inner column and this column is known as outer column. In the inner column, all the adjustments, that is add or less, are done here. So we have to write 1000 in the inner column or first column. Okay. Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is debit side or receipt side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 2000. Okay. Now what is overcast or overcasting? Overcast or overcasting means the total of a side has been totaled excess or more than the actual value. Okay. So now should we add this transaction or deduct this transaction? We have to deduct these transactions. But you should understand why we are going to deduct this transaction. So let me explain it with the help of a cash book and passbook. Okay. I told you the correct total of credit column or deposit column or receipt column of passbook or cash book should be equal to 16,000 and the correct total of debit column or withdrawal column or payments column of passbook or cash book should be equal to 11,000. But here debit side or receipt side of cash book has been overcast by 2000. That means it's a type of totaling error. Okay, that means instead of 16,000, the receipt side or debit side of cash book is equal to 18,000 because by mistake the businessman has wrongly totaled the receipt side or debit side of cash book. Let me show you. See, 18,000. By mistake, the businessman has wrongly written 18,000 instead of 16,000. Bhul total koreche. The receipt side or debit side of cash book should be equal to 16,000 just like the passbook. Say 16,000. Instead of 16,000, businessman has written 18,000. Kano? Because businessman totalta bhul koreche. 2000 overcast kore diyeche. 16,000 plus 2000 will give you 18,000. That means 2000 increase kore diyeche total. So that is the reason the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book is 18,000, which is incorrect. The correct total is 16,000. Passbook e thik lekha hoyeche. The total of debit column or withdrawal column or payment column of passbook should be 11,000 as well as the total of payment side or credit side of cash book should be 11,000. Both are correct. Konta bhul? Shudu receipt side or debit side of cash book is equal to 18,000. But credit column or deposit column or receipt column of passbook is equal to 16,000, which is correct. So how do we get cash book balance? Let me show you once again. Cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side, all the same, minus credit side or payment side. Debit side means receipt side. Credit side means payment side. Okay. So receipt side minus payment side will give you cash book balance. So let me show you. Instead of 16,000, the businessman has written 18,000. Total ta bhul likheche. So 18,000 is the receipt side and the payment side is 11,000, which is correct. So 18,000 minus 11,000 is equal to 7,000. So cash book balance is 7,000, which has increased by rupees 2,000. Let me show you the passbook balance. See, the passbook balance is 5,000, while less by 2,000, because the debit side or receipt side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 2,000. Instead of 16,000, the businessman has written the total 18,000. Okay, that is the reason cash book balance is 7,000 and passbook balance is 5,000. How did we get passbook balance? Let me show you. See, passbook balance is equal to deposit column or credit column minus withdrawal column or debit column. Deposit column, money, credit column. Deposit column means credit column. Withdrawal column means debit column. Deposit column means receipt column. Okay. And withdrawal column means payments column. So, if you deduct 11,000, that is a payment column, from the receipt column, that is 16,000. If you deduct 11,000 from 16,000, passbook balance will be 5,000, which is correct. But here cash book balance is 7,000. So cash book balance is more by rupees 2,000 and passbook balance is less by rupees 2,000. Why is this difference? Because the receipt side or debit side of cash book has been overcast by the businessman by rupees 2,000. By mistake, he has written 18,000. Total tai bhul. This is a totaling error. Total ta bhul kora hoyeche. Instead of 16,000, he has written 18,000. That is the reason increase hoye gache cash book balance. Okay. So here the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 2,000. So the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been wrongly totaled by the businessman, which is equal to 18,000. That is 16,000 plus 2,000. Okay, will give you 18,000. But the actual total of debit side or receipt side of cash book is 16,000, which is written in the passbook, which is correct. Understood? So the debit column or withdrawal column of passbook as well as the total of credit side or payment side of cash book is equal to 11,000. So this has been written correctly in both the books. Okay, which is correct. So no adjustments are required here. But the total of credit column, that is here, passbook, credit column of deposit column of passbook is equal to 16,000, which is correct. But the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book is 18,000, which is wrong because debit side has been overcast by rupees 2,000 by the businessman. Understood? And that is the reason, please remember, that is the reason overcasting of debit side or receipt side by 2,000 means cash book balance will be more by 2,000 in comparison to the passbook balance. I've shown you why. See, the passbook balance is 5,000 and the cash book balance is 7,000. Here the total of receipt column is 16,000 and the total of payments column is 11,000. So if you deduct payment side from receipt side, you will get 5,000. So if you deduct 11,000 from 16,000, you will get 5,000. What is this 5,000? This is passbook balance. Here the total of debit side or receipt side is equal to 18,000 and the total of payment side or credit side is equal to 11,000. So this is wrong. So this is 18,000. Since this is 18,000, cash book balance will be more. Understood? Since this is 18,000, cash book balance will be more by 2,000 than the passbook balance. Understood? 18,000 minus 11,000 will give you 7,000. If you write 20,000, যদি আমার টোটালটা 20,000 হতো, for example, debit side total যদি 20,000 হতো, 20,000 minus 11,000, how much will you get? 9,000. এটা আরো বেশি হয়ে যেত। সো যত বেশি তুমি রিসিট সাইড লিখবে তোমার ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স আরো বেড়ে যাবে। Understood? This is the reason passbook balance is 5,000 and cash book balance is 7,000. So cash book balance is more by 2,000. So what is our job? Our job is to make cash book balance is equal to passbook balance. But we cannot touch passbook because passbook is not given in the problem. I've already shown you. Okay, cash book is given in the problem. So whatever changes we have to make it in the cash book. Understood? Since passbook balance is less by 2000 and cash book balance is more by 2000, so if we deduct or subtract rupees 2000 in the cash book, then passbook balance will be equal to cash book balance. Understood? So let's deduct rupees 2000 in the bank reconciliation statement or BRS. Okay? Debit side of cash book overcast. How much? 2000. Okay? Understood? Now let's see the next transaction. The next transaction is number 4. Credit side or payment side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 500. So should we add or deduct this transaction? So let me make you understand with the help of a cash book and passbook. Okay. So what is the transaction? The transaction is credit side or payment side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 500. What did I say in the beginning? The correct total of payment side or credit side of cash book should be equal to 11,000, as well as the debit column or payment column or withdrawal column of passbook should be 11,000 for this particular problem. Okay. So passbook total is correct, 11,000. But the payment side or credit side of cash book is 11,500. Why? Because credit side or payment side of cash book has been overcast. Overcast মানে কি? Totalটা increase করেছে by 500. Okay, businessman ভুল করে টোটালটা 11,500 লিখে দিয়েছে instead of 11,000. ভুল টোটাল করেছে. So total হয়ে গেছে 500 extra. Okay, the total should have been 11,000. So the total of credit side or payment side of cash book should be equal to 11,000. But এটা ভুল করে businessman কি লিখেছে 11,500. Okay, let me see the receipt side. The credit column or deposit column or receipt column of passbook is 16,000, which is correct. Let me see the total of receipt side or debit side of cash book is equal to 16,000, which is also correct. So payment side is wrong. So the total of payment side or debit side of cash book is wrong, which has been overcast by rupees 500. Extra likheche. So now we can see the total of credit column or deposit column or receipt column of passbook is equal to 16,000, which is correct. And the total of debit column or withdrawal column or payments column of passbook is 11,000, which is also correct. So what will be the passbook balance? Credit column or deposit column minus debit column or withdrawal column. I have told you before. Let me show you again. See. Passbook balance is equal to deposit column or credit column minus withdrawal column or debit column. So deposit column is 16,000 minus withdrawal column, that is 11,000. So passbook balance is 5,000. Understood? Passbook balance is 5,000, which is correct. Now what is the cash book balance? Cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side minus credit side or payment side. So what is the debit side total? The total of debit side is 16,000 minus credit side total, that is 11,500. So 16,000 minus 11,500 will give you 4,500. So cash book balance is less by 500 in comparison to passbook balance. See, passbook balance is 5,000 and cash book balance is 4,500. So cash book balance is 500 less and for passbook balance is 500 more, which is correct. Should have been 5,000. But why cash book balance is 4,500? Because credit side or payment side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 500. Understood? Please remember, here the total of credit side or payment side of cash book has been overcast by rupees 500. That is, instead of 11,000, the businessman has written 11,500. Okay? That is, he has wrongly totaled the credit column or payment column. Understood? But the actual total of credit side or payment side of cash book is 11,000. Okay? He has written 500 more. Understood? Whereas the debit column or withdrawal column of passbook is 11,000, which is correct. Understood? See the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book, 16,000, which is correct. See the total of credit column or deposit column or receipt column of passbook, 16,000, which is correct. So passbook balance is 5,000. How did we get this? 16,000 minus 11,000, that is, deposit column minus withdrawal column will give you 5,000. Since credit side has been overcast by rupees 500, that is the reason, see the total, 11,500. That is the reason cash book balance is less by 500. Please remember that overcasting of credit side or payment side by rupees 500 of the cash book means cash book balance will be less by rupees 500 in comparison to the passbook balance. সেটাই হয়েছে। Passbook balance কি 5,000, cash book balance কি 4,500. See, suppose this is businessman has wrongly written here 13,000. So 16,000 minus 13,000 will give you 3,000. যত বেশি পেমেন্ট সাইডে টোটাল হবে কি হবে? ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ডিক্রিজ করবে। আন্ডারস্টুড? Suppose receipt side total is 16,000 and the total of payment side is 14,000. You'll get 2,000. That is, cash book balance will be 2,000. 16,000 minus 14,000 will be 2,000. Please remember, যত টোটাল বেশি হবে, ক্যাশ বুকের টোটাল বেশি লিখবে, তত ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স ডিক্রিজ করবে। আন্ডারস্টুড? সিন্স ক্রেডিট সাইড অর পেমেন্ট সাইড অফ ক্যাশ বুক হ্যাজ বিন ওভারকাস্ট বাই 500. তাই cash book balance has decreased by rupees 500. See, passbook balance is 5,000 and cash book balance is 4,500. So what is our job? Our job is to make cash book balance equal to passbook balance. But we cannot touch passbook. Why? Because passbook is not given in the problem. Cash book is given in the problem. So whatever changes we have to make it in the cash book. Since passbook balance is more by rupees 500 and cash book balance is less by rupees 500. So if we add rupees 500 in the cash book, then cash book balance will be equal to passbook balance. Understood? So if we add rupees 500 in the cash book, then cash book balance will also be 5,000 and passbook balance will also be 5,000. So let's add rupees 500 in the bank reconciliation statement or BRS. Okay? So let's add number 4 transaction, credit side of cash book overcast by how much? 500. We'll write 500 in the inner column or first column. Understood? Now let's see the last transaction. The last transaction is number 5. Debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000. Okay? কম লেখা হয়েছে। Debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000. So what is the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book? I told you it should be 16,000. But it has been undercast. That means 16,000 minus 3,000, 13,000. So total of receipt side or debit side of cash book has written as 13,000 by the businessman. Businessman ভুল করে 13,000 লিখেছে instead of 16,000. So Should we add this transaction or deduct this transaction? We have to add this transaction. First of all, let me explain why we are going to add these transactions with the help of a cash book and passbook. Okay? See here, the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000. That is, the correct figure is 16,000. But by mistake, the businessman has totaled it as 13,000, which is wrong. Okay. So the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been wrongly totaled by the businessman, which is equal to 13,000. That is 16,000 minus 3,000. Why 3,000 less? Because the debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000. Understood? But the actual total of the debit side or receipt side of cash book is equal to 16,000. See in passbook. The total of credit column or deposit column or receipt column is 16,000, which is correct. But cash book is wrong. The total of debit side or receipt side of cash book is 13,000, which is wrong. Because the debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000 by the businessman. ভুল করে businessman 16,000 এর জায়গায় 13,000 লিখে ফেলেছে. Understood? But the total of debit column or withdrawal column or payment column of passbook is 11,000, which is correct. And the total of credit column or payment column of cash book is 11,000, which is also correct. তাহলে এটাই শুধু ভুল, রিসিট কলামটাই শুধু ভুল। পেমেন্ট সাইডের কোনো অ্যাডজাস্টমেন্ট নেই, পেমেন্ট সাইডের কোনো অ্যাডজাস্টমেন্ট, পাসবুকে সবই ঠিক, ডেবিট কলমও ঠিক আছে, ক্রেডিট কলমও ঠিক আছে, শুধু ক্যাশ বুকের ডেবিট কলম বা রিসিট কলমটাই ভুল আছে। সো উই হ্যাভ টু অ্যাড দিস transaction. So let me make you understand why we are going to add this transactions. So what is the cash book balance? Cash book balance is 2,000. So how did we get cash book balance? So what is the formula of cash book balance? Let me show you. Cash book balance is equal to debit side or receipt side minus credit side or payment side. See here, cash book balance. Debit side is 13,000 or receipt side is equal to 13,000 and payment side is 11,000. Okay? Debit side total koto, but receipt side total koto 13,000. Payment side total koto 11,000. So 13,000 minus 11,000 will give you 2,000. This is the cash book balance. কিন্তু যদি এটা ঠিক থাকতো, 16,000 should have been the correct total of debit side or receipt side. So 16,000 minus 11,000. If the debit side total was 16,000, which is the correct total? So 16,000 minus 11,000 will give you 5,000. তাহলে cash book balance হতো 5,000. So 3,000 is less. So cash book balance is less by rupees 3,000. Why? Because the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000 by the businessman. Now let's see the passbook balance. What is the formula of passbook balance? Passbook balance is equal to deposit column or credit column minus withdrawal column or debit column. So what is the total of deposit column of passbook? See, deposit column or credit column 16,000, which is correct. What is the total of withdrawal column or debit column? See, 11,000, which is also correct. So deduct the withdrawal column from the deposit column. So deduct rupees 11,000 from 16,000. So passbook balance will be 5,000, which is correct. 5,000 is correct. So cash book balance should have been 5,000 as well. But by mistake, the businessman has written the total 13,000 instead of 16,000. That is the reason cash book balance is less by rupees 3,000. What was the cash book balance? Let me show you again. See, the cash book balance is 2,000. Whereas passbook balance is 5,000. Why cash book balance is rupees 2,000? Why cash book balance is less by rupees 3,000? Because the total of debit side or receipt side of cash book has been undercast by rupees 3,000 by the businessman. Businessman bhul kore total koreche 13,000 instead of 16,000. That is the reason cash book balance has decreased by rupees 3,000. should have been 5,000, just like the passbook balance. Understood? Please remember one thing. Undercasting of debit side or receipts by 3,000 means cash book balance will be less by rupees 3,000 in comparison to the passbook balance. For example, তুমি যদি এটা 12,000 করে দাও তাহলে 12,000 minus 11,000 হলে কত হয়? আরো ডিক্রিজ করবে ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্স 1,000। ডেবিট সাইডের টোটাল যদি কম হয় ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্সের টোটালও ডিক্রিজ করবে। আন্ডারস্টুড? প্লিজ রিমেম্বার, যদি ডেবিট সাইডের টোটাল বা রিসিপ্ট সাইডের টোটাল অফ ক্যাশ বুক ইজ লেস তাহলে ক্যাশ বুক ব্যালেন্সও ডিক্রিজ করবে। জাস্ট বিকজ যদি আমি 16,000 লিখতাম তাহলে দেখো আমি 16,000 টোটাল করলাম, যদি বিজনেসম্যান কারেক্টলি লিখতো শুড হ্যাভ বিন 16,000, তাহলে টোটাল অফ ডেবিট সাইড অর রিসিপ্ট সাইড আমি 16,000 লিখলাম, তাহলে 16,000 মাইনাস পেমেন্ট সাইড 11,000 will give you 5,000, just like the passbook balance. So তাহলে cash book balance should have been equal to passbook balance. Understood? So since passbook balance is more by rupees 3,000 and cash book balance is less by rupees 3,000. So what is our job? Our job is to make cash book balance equal to passbook balance. But passbook is not given in the problem, cash book is given in the problem. So whatever changes we have to make it in the cash book. Understood? So if we add rupees 3,000 in the cash book, then cash book balance will be equal to passbook balance. So let's add rupees 3,000 in the bank reconciliation statement or BRS. Okay? So let's add number 5. Debit side of cash book, debit side of cash book undercast. How much? By rupees 3,000. So we'll write it here. Okay? So now, so we have recorded all the transactions. Okay? Now let's see how many transactions are there we have to add. কটা ট্রানজাকশনস আছে যেগুলো আমাদের অ্যাড করতে হবে? দুটো, 500 plus 3,000. So we have to add this to 500 plus 3,000 will give you 3,500. We'll write it in the outer column. Okay? 500 plus 3,000 will give you 3,500. এই টোটালটা আমাদের আউটার কলামে লিখতে হবে, সেকেন্ড কলামে। আমাদের ডেবিট ব্যালেন্স অ্যাজ পার ক্যাশ বুক কত ছিল? 20,500. So 20,500 plus 3,500 কে add করো। If we add 20,500 plus 3,500 we'll get 24,000. Understood? So how many transactions we have to deduct? 2. See, less. 1,000 plus 2,000. So we'll have to write in this column. So how many transactions we have to deduct? 2. See, 1,000 plus 2,000. Now let's add 1,000 plus 2,000 will give you 3,000. We have to write this 3,000 in the outer column. ঠিক আছে? আমাদের 3,000 outer column এ লিখতে হবে। Now let's deduct this 3,000 from 24,000. If we deduct 3,000 from 24,000, what will you get? 21,000. So let's write. So we'll get 21,000. Okay? So what is this 21,000? So what is this 21,000? Credit balance as per passbook. As per passbook. Okay? Remember. So what is this? 21,000 credit balance as per passbook. Understood? Remember, in the beginning I told you, if the bank reconciliation statement or BRS is started with the debit balance as per cash book as a starting point, then the answer arrived at in the end will be credit balance as per passbook. Understood? So I hope you understood. I hope it's clear now. This is a very unique problem. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. I'll catch you all in the next video. Till then, happy practicing bank reconciliation statement problems or BRS problems. Bye-bye. Take care, stay safe and stay blessed always.